Hello and good morning, my crafty creatures. Yeah, I didn't wave too hard. Oh my goodness, I see that half my... Okay, well, let's see. Let's turn this down a little bit. My sound should be fine. I do hear that it's getting background noise. It is getting background noise. I want to know why. Let's see. Okay, that's totally weird. Okay, there. Then I turned my sound off because of the delay. So, I think I fixed my sound problem too. But yeah, so I dusted my microphone control panel yesterday. And I dusted my desk and everything like that. It was gross, it was yucky because I have a dusty house. That hands down, you come to my house and you're allergic to dust, please load up on your allergy meds because I have an old house and it's dusty. But occasionally I try to de-dust it. It's getting better. But yeah, so earlier my sound was completely off and not working. So yes. Yes, I do that. Like, I'm totally guilty of that. I'm like, why doesn't it work? And it's me. Oh my goodness. So, this weekend was the first weekend in ages that I didn't have a huge ass deadline. I didn't have work. And I didn't have any events to do or plan for. So I actually got to spend time with Husband Creature. And I got to sit around and do what I wanted to do. So what did I work on? I worked on Rainbow Infinity. I got 5 or 6 colors down to 0. I got all the alone colors except for one. Because that one requires me to take it off the frame completely. It will be the last couple of stitches. Like I will tell everybody else that it's all done when I have this last bit to do, because it's just in such an awkward place that everything else will be done except for these stitches. So, but I got quite a few colors down, and that's why I went from 79% to almost 84. So I'm quite pleased. I did not work on this big color that we're working on today because it is a nice block color. It's smooth. It travels well. So I decided to keep that so I didn't have to stop and switch and count and figure out which way was up. And I mean, it still has 800 stitches left. I figure we'll get about 300 done today and about 300 done tomorrow. Thursday and Friday, Wednesday and Thursday, I will not be streaming. Wednesday was already an off day for me, but Thursday I'm getting my eyes worked on. So that's gonna be fun. But Thursday I'm getting my eyes worked on. So Buffalo Woman will go downstairs and sit on the rack, and I'll work on her during my downtime this week. I will be, due to my big project for my class, I will be asking if anybody wants to participate in various stages of development, because I do need the feedback and whatnot. I need it for my case study. I need to prove that I can ask people questions and that I can get good feedback to modify my product. So I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna try to talk. I'm gonna try to utilize the English language. There's some light. Um, so my last project has to be a social good app and interactive website. It has to the app and the website have to be like one and the same. So I used a prompt, and the prompt that I ultimately picked, because I hit refresh quite a few times because some of them I'm like, no, I'm not doing this. So the prompt that I picked was to help promote an organization trying to save. The original prompt was a penguin, but I picked another endangered species because it's like endangered penguin, and I'm like, I don't want to do a penguin. So I I picked a kakapo. If you're not familiar with them, look it up. KAKPO. They are fucking adorable. They're a ground parrot. So I am in the starting phases of all my nerds will love this. All five of you watching. So the app's name is Let's Go Kakapo. And it's gonna be like a pedometer app, like, because I know that in my past, like I used to have, I used to have like, oh hey, if you have this running on your computer, um, for all the time that you type, like for every like 100 words, you donate 10 cents, that kind of thing. And I know that corporations do that kind of thing to this day. Um, and I want to make it like a pedometer app that for every like 10, every mile you go, it's like 25 cents. And this is all theoretical, so I don't actually have to do like the footwork behind the scenes, but that's the kind of thing that I'm going. And I also want to have like puzzles and mini games and fun facts where you can earn like icons and backgrounds, kind of like Duolingo does when you learn languages. Like if you get to like 100 days, you get a new icon that you can display, or a new border around your picture that you can display. Fun things like that. And like as it transitions to the website would have like more fun information. You can join teams and like collectively as a community earn bigger prizes, stuff like that. Like that's what I want to do. But I I thought the crew that I'm aiming for would enjoy the Let's Go Kakapo uh uh title. It's kind of like the Show Me My Money app. Um, but I will be looking for people to test and give me feedback. Um, because I need it to put in my I needed to put in my study. I have the paper wireframes all done, and I have a lot of the base research done because I'm me. I am going to start assembling and um, getting it out there, like for feels later on. Maybe sometime this week I'll have like the basic skeleton structure running. But this is the last project. This is the last hurrah, uh, and it, I'm excited. I'm excited for it. I mean, I'm super not confident in my work. Um, I was talking about this earlier today. Like, there are very few things that I'll go, oh yeah, I did that. My cross stitch is one of them. My cross stitch, I recognize that I'm good at it. I am really, really good at cross stitch. I'm really good at it, guys. Um, but I will always recognize that there is someone out there who has a better skill set, or they're more refined, and there are like I I am by far not the best cross stitcher ever, but I'm damn good at it. I'm damn close. um, but yeah, I don't have a whole lot of confidence in the work that I actually do, even though I probably should. In all fairness, I'm not crappy at what I do. But it's still scary. Why did I highlight that line? I should not have highlighted that line. Should I have? I should have highlighted that line. I'm good with that. Okay. I got on my tangent train and lost myself. But yeah, my group leader is like, well, you're on time. You have not missed a class, and you always have such a positive outlook. And it's like, yeah, why wouldn't I have a positive outlook? I truly like I enjoy doing the UX work that I'm doing, even though I know it's only for my benefit. I'm having so much fun. Um, I'm going to utilize the sliding technology that I learned in my previous app with my cross stitch. The uh the picture slide. I'm going to utilize that for the journey map. Is kind of like in my brain, I have it like a Candy Crush or one of those match 3 games that have that path up. That's how I envision like the journey map of the app aspect of my work is that. Um, and I'm going to be utilizing tactile slide technology. I love it. And now I know how to set up my buttons better. Like this third project is just kind of taking what I've learned over the past 20 some odd weeks. Well, we're at week 15. I have 5 weeks left. I have a month left. The 19th is 30 days. Like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, March 19th is when everything is all done. Yeah, wow. I have overdramatic dogs. But when I start thinking about it like that, I get kind of nervous because that means I need to, by the end of this week, I need to have at least the app wireframed out in Figma. The website will be pretty easy. But and the problem I have, and I'm not sure who else has this problem, is I want to have the idea completely complete in my brain before I start producing it. And a lot of this, like, I require feedback. I am not a good person to, like, I'm a great support staff. While I do have independent thoughts, they are much stronger when I'm thinking for me and me only. When I have to think for other people, I want other people involved in the process because I don't feel it's fair to make a decision that I think is right without feedback from other people, especially since if other people have to be involved in this process. And so I have to I have to do this thing for other people. Ugh. So that's where my brain is I'm sticking. I'm trying to keep myself back and tell myself it's okay if you don't have the complete idea. So you can move forward and you can kind of have this skeleton crew out there. And it doesn't have to be fully functioning. You just have to have the idea out there to show that you can do the things. And I mean, the Show Me My Money app honestly is a complete idea. I just need to figure out how to like get the imports. Like I could have the Show Me My Money app running. I have the complete idea in the background. The app mostly works too. Like it's not just half-assed. Like the as I learn more, I've been producing and fixing the initial app. So it's certainly been interesting. Oh, and thank you, Jules. Oh my goodness, sir. It just I'm a worry wart. Like, I don't know if any of you guys like realize that or not. I would like to hope after almost 2 years. Well, yeah, it's been damn close to 2 years. Where am I? I realized I'm doing way more than the just the block of 10 that I wanted to do, but it's working. I'm not really having to stretch too bad, so. That one's straight through. Oh my goodness. But yeah, it has been, this weekend was amazing. I had time to work on Rainbow Infinity. And as I was talking, I was realizing that Buffalo Woman's not going to be up on stream this week, so she's going to go downstairs where I work on her in my my in between time, because I can't do any Diamond Dot projects because I spilled. I didn't spill them. They were all in self-contained little units, but every little unit got mixed, so I have to sort all of my beads out before I can really do more projects, because I like to use from the stash that I already have, and even though I could use the beads that came with it, I still, after I'm done, because I process through these kits very quickly, I can't put them anywhere, so I run out of room, which is producing its own set of fun. Oh no, oh no! Oh, Jules, therapy goals are not easy at all. Every day you even hold up a little bit of it is an amazing day. And that's for everyone going through rough times of therapy. Like, you will hear me talk about my therapeutic journey and how it has helped me, and it's not been easy. I will be the first to tell you, fucking sucks. Fucking sucks. But it's worth it. You're gonna cry, you're gonna feel pain, you're gonna feel like an awful, awful human being. But in the end, it feels better because you have put those bricks down. You've started to build the foundation of a boundary wall. And the longer you've gone without boundaries, the harder it is. I have been low to no contact with a good portion of my family for, geez, how long has it been? It's been 2 or 3 years. Because I needed to set boundaries. I needed to find myself. I needed to learn who I was as a person best I could while still living life, which is hard because you can't. It's not like in this day and age you can just go, okay, time out, and everybody freezes where you can take the time to figure yourself out. You have to figure yourself out while navigating through life that is already in progress. And, oops, I knocked my camera. So it's, and I feel that would be my problem 100%. And my mother was the exact same way. But my mother always like, the second I apply boundaries, everybody hates me. because I asked why a lot. Or I pointed out that that that's not what we were doing, and she had, oh no, no, this is what I'm doing. Like my mom wanted to. My mom is a do as I say, not as I do kind of person. Um, and that is from her unresolved trauma. She will blame her autism. She will blame everything else. She will not blame the fact that she has not resolved her own personal trauma. And that's what it is. She has decided to sit in the middle of the road and cry about it. And that's fine. Like, people who don't want to resolve their trauma, that's not on you. That's not on you. That's not on anybody else. The fact that you are is wonderful. And the fact that you are trudging on down the road. And that's, in my brain, that's what I see. Is I used to walk side by side with my mother. I was very close to her. I loved my mother. I looked up to her. I still love her and I still look up to her, but on my terms. I don't talk to her as much as I used to because it always turns around to about her. And whenever I started to try to talk about me and my life, I always felt like I was being tossed off. Or she would turn it around to talk about herself. Or she would take the information I told her and make it about her to other people. So any success that I got, anything that I did that was truly my succeeding, was hers. Boundaries are hard. Boundaries are hard for everybody who has any sort of trauma pertaining to boundaries. And you grow so used to accepting the behavior that when you try to switch it around, you question yourself all the time. Am I being too overdramatic? Like, yes. And that's the thing is the Megan Trainor says it's best. My sign is no. Setting those boundaries up is the hardest, and then holding to them is hard too. But when I like, and again, we were talking about this earlier today. When something happens and I'm like, am I allowed to feel like this is okay? That questioning comes from years and years of having anything not positive kind of just brushed under the rug. I was a don't you dare cry, I'll give you something to cry about. Don't talk back to me. I'm the adult. I know what's best. So that's how I grew up. And now that I am technically an adult, I don't want anyone to ever feel that way. Like, I don't want anyone to ever feel that you can't do this because I said no. And my parents will turn around and tell you like, oh, we were very supportive. Oh, we did this. Oh, we did that. And yes, for the most part, my parents were pretty supportive. As long as I was doing well. As long as I was doing well. The second I started to slip, or if I didn't put what they perceived as enough time into a project, or if I didn't do things that they thought I should be doing, that is when it got crunchy. As long as I was doing good, they were super supportive. But when I started doing bad, that's when the punishment occurred. Hey, it's call out day. It's call out Monday. But that's the kind of thing that, like, I will never intentionally do that. I very much take everything that I put out into public view What? What? Jules, no. No. If you did not get 24 hours notice, or you did not plan this day, the answer is no. You are busy. I don't care if you're doing fuck all. The answer is no. I will call them. I will pay the international calling. But I never want someone to feel don't take the bait. Don't answer. Um, just say it got lost. I didn't get that, and delete the message. I'm a bad person. Let's practice the hardest word to say, but probably our most favorite. No! Oh my goodness. Okay, so what am I doing here? I'm going all the way over here. Don't ask why. Resist the urge. If you want to ask why, say no. So I was investigating, like, yesterday I got 2 colors down to 0. Um, they were two red colors because a lot of the colors that are left aren't really blocky. They're just all over the place. So that's why I stuck with this one for today. It's back and forth. I know I talk a lot on Mondays, so I can do straight lines and not have to really worry about counting too hard. And da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. But I got 2 colors, and I'm going through the colors. Like, I have, let me see if I can find my list. I gotta make sure, like, I crossed off all the ones that did. I think I've crossed off. Oh, no. Let's do it by number. Some of the colors I didn't do because they were up here were for Buffalo Woman. Like I yoink colors out and I keep them in the kits, but if multiple kits use the same color, I always have enough for that kit to have that particular pattern. I always have enough for that pattern on the pattern, but with the bobbin. Yeah. You protect your kids. Like, I support anyone trying to keep their kids from the same shit that we went through. Because it's not fun. I will tell you, my childhood was an interesting mix of shit and crappy. But not all the time, and that's the thing. What my parents will argue is, well, we fed you and we kept a roof over your head and we kept you alive. Like, that was something that my parents, specifically my mother, kept reminding me after I got diagnosed with diabetes. That's something I didn't have any control over. As well, at least we're keeping you alive. We're paying for your insulin. We're paying for this. Like, this is the trauma that my family put on me for something that wasn't my fault. Is they kept reminding me how lucky I was to be in that family because they could keep me alive. And I've never had suicidal thoughts or tendencies. Like, fucking right, I'll find a way to stay alive. And if I don't, I'll haunt your fucking asses. But that was something that was piled on me day after day after day after day. Mom still brings up every once in a while, you know, the only reason you stayed alive is because we eat so healthy. So, like, those are the nail holes that even though the nail has been pulled out, those holes are still there. And anyone trying to keep their kid safe from those nail holes, I'm very protective of children. Like, though I don't have any of my own, fuck around and find out. Fuck around and find out. So, so it's like I support all of this. Let's see, what was that? Okay, 300. I must have gotten that color done. Okay. Wow, I did a color with 340 stitches. Yeah. But yeah, so a lot of the colors I'm currently working on are just all over the place, and that's why I'm sticking to what I'm sticking to. Whew, whew. My gym is a rustled. I do declare. See, that's one thing that I'll give my mom credit for. My mom, I'm gonna think about this now. I didn't really see a lot of any of my sets of my grandparents, because when I was little, when I was the fun age, I was being severely abused and isolated. So that's a part of my life that I'm still really like messed up about. So I didn't get the hang out with the grandparents time. My nana tried real hard, and my nana, like, I did sleepovers. I did sleepovers with my nana and my aunts and uncles, because my aunts and uncles, let's see, my aunts and uncles are, my Aunt Becca is 4 years older than me, and my Aunt Jenny is 5 years older than me. My Uncle Randy, how old is my Uncle Randy? I think he's maybe 10 years older than me. But let's see, 2 left, so that's 1, 2, so this is the last one. Skip 1 and there. Okay. So I have a very young family. My mom had me when she was 16, which is a whole other thing. But I recognize that my mother did the best she could with what she had, and I don't fault her for any of that. And I don't fault her for how she raised me. She did the best she could with what she had. I, in my lifetime, want her to sit down with a professional and stop thinking that they're going to try to medicate her. My therapist was very, very, well, actually my therapist can't give me drugs. I had to find a nurse to give me drugs. Actually my therapist found me a nurse. Like, not gonna lie. But my nurse is amazing. But that process within itself took 3 years to even think about. Like, I was scared. Meds are a big deal, and I'm so grateful that my therapist understood that I don't want to have to do these kinds of things. But in hindsight, it has helped a lot. I can think clearer. And sometimes even, I can slow my brain down enough to relax. I kind of did that this weekend. Like, I wasn't everywhere. This weekend, I truly got to do my best version of relaxing. um, but I know my parents can't go back and change the past. They can't go back and change what they have already done. What they can do is from this point forward to be a better person. And I think that's where a lot of parents get caught up. It's not that kids want you to go back and change who you were. They want you from this point forward to change who you are going to be. And anybody, any person can do that. You can't fix who you were in the past. I can't fix some of the terrible things that I've done because I didn't know. But you can become a better person moving forward. I've not always been this understanding, humble. Well, I'm still trying to struggle. I'm not necessarily humble, but understanding, listening person. I've not always been that person. I have been rash. I have been mean. I have been deceitful, and I have used people before. I'm not denying that I have had my fair share of issues. I have. I'll be the first to tell you. I actively try to not be that person every day. And that's where the difference is it's not erasing who you were, it's fixing who you're going to be. And see, that's the thing is that, well, that's not cool. That is stuff that needs to be processed and worked through. But at the same time, she's going to continue to think that she was a great parent. You can't change her mind on that. That's something that you're just going to have to go, okay, and move forward on. You can't convince her otherwise, and you will exercise all of your patience in trying to ignore it. Rest assured, I have that wall. I have that shopping bag full of shit. You can't fix it. You can't convince her any different from what she thinks. You can't. I'm sorry. It's a moot point. Anyone thinking they can change someone's mind about the past and what they did. Remember, the axe forgets, but the tree remembers. And that's some of the hardest truths about therapy and whatnot, is you can't change other people's thoughts and processes until they want to face it and deal with it themselves. And most people don't want to, because it's a look at themselves and how awful they were and how many people they hurt. I was very fortunate that my mom, with her undiagnosed autism, and then when she got diagnosed, she didn't bother to get any of her kids. I'm still baffled that she didn't think to have any of us tested, because. But I gotta think, back in the day, only little boys got it. It was super rare for a little girl to have it. Motherfuckers. Sorry, a little bitter about that one. But thanks to that particular condition, she didn't ever try to go run away and party. But I have heard that she didn't get to have what she wanted because she had me. I have heard that one. I have heard that one in my life. That she didn't get to do what she wanted because she had me. Um, so like yeah. Doo-be-doo. Whew, I might actually have to count on one of these. Damn, I don't wanna. Okay. I don't wanna count. Meh. Okay. I am finally gonna meet my border though. I'm not gonna. It go. It goes further down. Like let's see. It goes further down this way, and I'm like, nope, nope, we're good here. We're gonna stop at this one. Yeah, see, I got stuck in the um um well, your dad did this, so it must be normal um category. Um yeah. And I honestly I would love to get my hands on my 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 medical records from when I was little. Like I would love to see the therapy records cuz I do remember when I moved from Somersworth to Kittery schools, I did have to see a school counselor. Oops, my hands froze. Um because it was apparently so traumatic. But I don't know if it was traumatic because I moved from one school to another in first grade. I don't know if it was traumatic because uh, of other things. Like I don't remember why they made me go to the counselor. Um, I don't, and I would love to find those notes to see. Let's see, two, and now I need to do 14. Okay, one. 4. I gotta find the holes! Jules, I gotta find the holes! Yay! Skip 1 and 2. Skip 1 and 2. Skip 1 and 2. Yay! I counted right. Yeah, we're reaching the ends, so it turns into like confetti blendy snowflake stuff. Like this one, this particular pattern, because I took the white background out, has taught me a lot about how to blend, um, and how to transition into subtle colors. Like there are so many. Pardon, my stutter's decided that it wants to be a thing. Um, yeah, the subtle color changes. This one has taught me a lot about that. Um, I did a lot of greens. as well. Like I filled in, going from 79 to almost 84%. I filled in some greens, I filled in some blues, and I closed a lot of holes in the pattern. Like I'll zoom out. I'll zoom out once before I log off today to show where we're at. Um, and it's the blending is just amazing. Some of it is just so incredibly subtle that you didn't know that with the holes there you didn't realize like just how loud the gaping holes were. And then now that they're stitched up, it's a very smooth transition. It looked like like a paintbrush running out of paint kind of thing. Words are in fact hard. But yeah, one of the hardest things in therapy and in growing and maturing is not playing the what about ism game. Um, you have to work on learning and accepting that you can't play you can't be, well, what about this and what about that? Life's not fair. It sucks. It sucks so hard. But the only thing you can do is better yourself. You can't better other people. You can teach and you can be an example of growth and learning and wonderment. But you can't ram it down someone else's throat. That's why with I don't want to like be like, oh yeah, like we have to hands off with like being a parent, like you have to, it's that weird balance of, because I'm not a parent, I have dogs, I can lock them in a cage and not get in trouble. Um, but you have to be able to teach and then trust. And then truly enforce that trust. Uh, and that's a hard thing to do. I'm not even. It's hard for me to do it as an adult. For myself, I can tell you. I can tell you all the things that I know that I should be doing, and then we can talk about how I don't do half of them, or more. Maybe there's more than half that I don't actually do, but I recognize that I should be doing them. Oh, oh, my muscles hurt today. So we're supposed to get a fuck ton of snow tomorrow. Um, and it's supposed to be shit-tacular. Like, today's high is supposed to be like 35. It's supposed to be super nice, super, like, melty and whatnot. And then tomorrow is supposed to be like 20 and like blizzardy and crappy and yeah. So, okay. So we are out to the races. I have to count again, motherfucker. Okay. So we got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I was uh I was proud of myself for keeping my mouth shut. I have a coworker that I'm not a huge fan of. I can tolerate her well enough. Um, and it's not the teenager, funny enough. But she was bitching about how when her son was little, they tried to test him for ADHD because he doesn't do this and he doesn't do that. And she goes, he's so lazy. He can't have ADHD. He's not hyperactive. And I stayed quiet. Like y'all would be proud of me. I stayed quiet. I didn't info dump all over her sorry ass. But I got outside, and the coworker I was on shift with, the also has ADHD, and she managed to stay quiet too. And I looked her dead in the eye. I went, "Hell, I'm excitable. I'm lazy as fuck, but I'm excitable." And that's what it is. I'm not a hyperactive person. Um, I can be busy, and I can have bursts of energy where it seems like, oh hey. But again, that's the beauty of a spectrum, is some days I can do things, some days, no. And I'm lazy as fuck, people. If I don't have to actually physically move to go do it, I don't mind doing things. I don't. I like helping out, and I don't mind doing things. But if I can find a way to not do it right then, uh, because of that, like, husband creature were paying attention. Oh yeah, but I'm still very excitable. I'm a great hype person. If you want to go hike that mountain, go hike that mountain. You want me to come with me? We're gonna have to talk about this and prepare. 3, 6, 7. Okay, we got 8, 9, 10. I'm just trying to get to 12. 10. I think that's all I. So let's make sure. Let's see the 5. 5 and 7 is 12. On my good days, I still have the energy of 3 people. And I can do quite a bit. You know, I do enjoy hiking. I absolutely enjoy hiking. But with my I love it. Like, I enjoy the outdoors. I enjoy camping. I enjoy doing these things. But then I turn around and I have to take into consideration my medical issues. And that's a whole nother mountain of stuff. Like, I have to be prepared in case my sugar crash. In case my sugar crashes, do I have the right kind of sugar? Because I can't just throw anything in my bag. I have to make sure it's gluten-free. Like, there's so many steps in the simplest of tasks for me. Like, I have to be mindful of the diabetes. I have to be mindful of the celiac disorder. Like, and each, like, I shouldn't have been given the neurological disorders I have, along with the physical disabilities that I have. It's not fair. I mean, I'm waiting for it to come back. It's the inflatable obstacle course. It's a 5K, and it's so much fun. But it was coming back, and then COVID hit. Like, it was so awful. Like, I wanted to do it. The insane inflatable 5K is what it's called. There we go. It was so much fun. I was sore for days after, but so much fun. And it just, it's just so much work for me to do the simplest things. It's just sometimes easier for me to just not. Like, I can very easily showers aren't difficult most of the time. Sometimes showers are just difficult to getting the energy to do them, which I'll yeah. I mean, I've lifted a house. I do all kinds of stuff on, like I take on projects that I really shouldn't in my house. Like I need to get downstairs with a sawzall and cut up the carpet that I have down there because it needs to strategically go in bags and get tossed. 3, skip 1. 3. But I do need to get down into my basement and start considering. Yay! The gang's all here. We got PBD lurking. We got Jules and I bitching. And we got Dragon. Okay, there we go. Now time for the return flight. See, I like that I saved this color because had I done well. With no rugs. Thank you for the follow, Aegis. Yes, yes. I do many other crafts, but I like to therapeutically stab things on stream. I love it when I get new victims. I mean, followers. So, just so you know, we stitch. Well, I stitch and bitch, and I try to be supportive and helpful. It's called kvetching. It is complaining with the knowledge that no one can do a fuck. And it is fully welcome. We can't fix your problems, but you can bitch about them, or we can offer advice. Yes, I have. Okay, so I have diamond painting too, but I dropped it, and yeah, I don't want to talk about it. Feel free to check out my website. That is like halfway in metamorphosis to its best being. Oh. And I swear they're all actual people talking, not myself. We have crafty creatures here. I'm thinking about it. Diamond painting could definitely be considered some form of stabbing. Like, I'm trying to think what chores I have to do. And do I actually want to do them? The answer is no, I don't actually want to do them, but amok. I got excited, so my it's funny. I've been plotting lots of cool things. That's not what I want. Okay. That is as far over as it goes. Okay. So now I'll do 10. You got me. I know that I produce quite a bit of laundry myself. Um, four, five, six, 7. Get 1 and 2. 4. We're getting really into the skipping time now. 1. We're working on the snow. 2. And then oops, I got a knot. Just careful. I'm looking. I'm looking. I am. Have a good day, Aegis. And I think it's because right now Aegis is very young. But again, how to phrase this without coming off as too ominous. Um, I have an environment in which those who have been around more than once um, show up. um, I'm familiar with what an Aegis is. So, patience. I can assure you right now, you don't sound like you're lazy. But, um, and trust me, we all understand that life sucks and is and is expensive right now. Um, all of us are very well established and living we're established and living life. And like a lot of my tags say, this is absolutely a safe space. But being mindful is important. One, two, and three more sets. Ah, yeah. Text, text, text without a relationship holds a hard context. Makes it very hard to understand context. Um, and that is something I continually try to remind people is one, two, three. I don't have enough string, so. I am not upset. I cannot speak for my chat, but my chat is fully capable and fully encouraged to speak for themselves. So, la la la. I'm suffering the main rule of any craft with the word counting in it is I'm forgetting how to count. I'm having you read the instructions, but you still forget what the instructions just told you to say, or do. And I did it again. Oh my goodness. We are four rows from the very, very bottom. So we've gotten a good chunk done. I haven't hit my button yet. But we've gotten over 100. We've done over 100 stitches today, and I'm at groups of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I have one more group of 2. Okay, so skip 1 and 2. Oh my goodness. I feel that. I feel that so loudly. And we all know you just want to buy more yarn. Like, don't you lie, Dragon. You just want to buy more yarn. Skip 1 and 2. I hate that my frame keeps loosening on me. Oh my goodness, there we go. Okay, skip 2 and 1. I'm actually almost on this end right here. Let's see if I can. Yeah, that happens to me a lot too. Yeah, right here. I'm coming down this block of 10 that I started out with and then realized I wasn't actually just doing a 10 block. I think today I'm gonna go. My recent thing has been finding all of my storage containers and using them appropriately to store things. Like I have so much storage, and they're all doom piles right now. Okay, so when most of the knots that are made in cross stitch are slip knots, so I just undo, like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna try to explain next time I get a knot. I'll slow it down a little bit because I get knots quite frequently. But most of the knots I get are just slip knots. So as long as you don't yard on it to make it tighter, it will undo itself. I was working on my some of my new product. Let me. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh my goodness. My body hurts so much right now. So I was working on. Let me give you a free bonus. So I was working on this. This is some of my art. I was working on these beads here. And let's see if I can actually find it. Yeah. So right here, there's a knot that I couldn't get out. Let me see, right there. There's a knot, and you can't see it, because apparently it got woven in appropriately. But sometimes there are knots I just can't undo. And I try to weave it in as to not create too much of a bumpy back. Oh, my goodness. And sometimes those happen on these. Like sometimes I think, oh hey, it'll just pull out on the next couple of stitches that I do, and it doesn't. So I have to be very careful, and I weave it into the back. Watch, I say something, and now my string won't knot. Yeah, I think that's one of the things I want to do today is sort through all of my fabric and sort out stuff that I can do art on right off the bat, some stuff that I want to dye first. Actually, I have some purple that I want to yeah. I have some purple that I want to soak in some black for a little bit to make a spiral so I can do some stencil work on it. I need to, one of the things that my new page, oh no, oh no, dragon, dragon. I actually have crochet hooks for floss. I have some purling floss that I want to do some simple necklaces because I have little pendants that I bought, and I don't know why I bought them, but crafting math is buy all the stuff. We don't need to encourage more crafting math. Collecting the materials and actually doing the crafts, two totally different things. They're both separate hobbies. Oh, I love the blue and purple variegateds. I love that scarf, that walking scarf that I made. I'm going to buy myself some yarn. The variegate. I saw some beautiful and so expensive, and that's why it's gonna be for me. Cashmere, white and purple yarn, and the pattern for the walking scarf is super easy, and I'm just gonna buy like 3 cakes of it because it only used a skein and a half of the acrylic yarn that I practice on. But I'm gonna buy more than enough because I can't math. I'll be the first to tell you I can't math. If I didn't have heaven and earth telling me, okay, so you can, on this count, you can get this many stitches with this many skeins, then I would have no idea. I love the little lace hooks. But I just, the necklaces I'm thinking are just going to be like single chain with little loops. They're not going to be anything amazing. I have gotten really good at the star stitch though. Anything with a chain stitch, I can handle. It's when we start getting into magic hoops that I'm like the magic circle. I suck at them. I can do them, but I suck. Crocheting in the round, nah, bruh, can't do that. But I can crochet washcloths. Oh, dragon, why you gotta put a brother down? I love Lion Brand. Like, because of my stash from the thrift store, Lion Brand is some of the fun stuff. Yes. Oh my goodness. That is so incredibly tempting. Send me a link. I'm done. Send me a link. I has monies. I get paid. I get paid very soon. Yeah, I figure three skeins would be more than enough. Um, I really like that walking scarf. It autocorrect. Let's see. One, two more. Still skipping one, skipping one. This reminds me of if you ever get duck it from me. I did not say duck. Isha, that's right. I just as I progress on this, I just keep thinking Captain Penis is next. Yeah, husband creature fully supports my crafter's math. Fully supports my crafter's math. Keep it contained mostly to this room and to my computer desk downstairs. Husband creature completely supports my crafter's math as long as all the bills are paid. All the bills are always paid. 100%. I do not stretch myself. If I don't have enough money and I need to do something new, I have an entire room. I have an entire room of stuff I haven't started. And stuff I have started that I need to finish. So. Okay, so. 1, 2. 1, 2. Skip 2. And then skip 2. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 1. I can totally see that happening. Um, Vacuum bags. Yarn has a lot of air in it, so if you want to have more yarn, invest in some uh vacuum bags, and you can make it take up less space, and then you can get more yarn. Do you want to eat something? Is that what I'm hearing? Oh, Pixie says there is a kitty out front and she wants to eat it. See, I rewind like as I'm like organizing all of my stuff. Yarn, yeah, exactly. Yarn, what yarn? I need to get some vacuum seal bags for blankets. I love blankets. I love blankets. I will always take blankets. Do I use them all? Absolutely not. I don't. I have so many blankets, but I love them. So, yeah. Okay, I have one square left on the row that I started out working on today. One square. Let's see, and I think I might be able. I'm just gonna tackle it right now, so I don't have to come all the way back over. And so I have a stopping point. But yeah, I need to get vacuum bags for floofy things, so I can have my. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Okay, so I have one, two, three, four active cross stitches. I have no current active diamond dots because of the fiasco that I encountered when I had that tremor over my head. A lot of the stencil work that I do, I have a lot of that I gotta frame. That I have to mount up and frame. That sounds awful. I have one that I'm actively beading. I try to keep it. But yeah, with my yarn, I have a skein. I don't know if it's downstairs or up here. It's a beautiful purple color that I'm working on. I roll center pull balls of yarn. I especially because of the hot mess that I have going on behind me. I get it all wound up. I tighten. I wrap the loose end down into the thing, and I have center pull. Right now my big projects are Rainbow Infinity, Buffalo Woman, and getting my beads sorted so I can go back to doing my diamond art. Mostly because I have a craft fair in a month, and I need to have a lot more product. But I think I'm going to do a lot of stencil work, and that requires me sorting the fabric that I have and getting it into dye and stuff like that. I'm gonna start posting pictures of the stencils that I have and having votes. I don't have any books started. I didn't start any books. I do have the last 3 of the Dresden Files to tackle. Like I'm super close to the. And Husband Creature is like, when are you gonna read those? And I'm like, I will get to it because I go through cycles. And that's where I'm at. Is I'm going to get what I have started done. That is my goal almost every year. Captain Penis will not get finished this year, I can promise you. But the 2 little ones that I have, the one for Jay and the one that I've been commissioned, and the one that I've been commissioned, the person's like, just when you get it to me, that's fine. So that's why I'm not like super hyper focused on that one. Is it's not. Yeah, he tells me all the stuff. He enjoys Sanderson. He also enjoys. What the hell? I have never gotten a commercial on his. What is going on? I'm upset. I have never gotten a commercial on Alive. Oh my goodness. In all fairness, Rainbow Infinity Rainbow Infinity will be done relatively shortly. Oh my goodness, my eyes. But I do have eye work coming up, so it's blah. Okay, I did do that one. I'm okay. Let's see. We are at it's 11:30. Yeesh. Hmm. Okay, so we're just gonna. My brain is having some issues right now reading this, reading the pattern. Okay, so two, two, two. Okay, now I get it. My brain. So I line up when I stitch. I line up the row down. This row that I'm working on, I line it up with this one, and this right here was just blowing my mind. The skip two, and then and I still did it wrong. Okay, so not that there's any consequence because these stitches would have been the white that I removed from the pattern, but we can't have this. Oh yeah, yeah. It it warms my heart to see him because he's so self conscious about it. Like I really enjoyed. He was having a good time last night, and I enjoyed it. And every time he cheered, because he knows I'm not a huge fan of surprise loud noises. And I looked at him and I went, there's a sporting event, I put into my brain that there will be surprise loud noises, and it is okay. And he was and the flip side to that is he got really frustrated with the refs. Like he gets very into the game. Okay, there we go. Fixed it. And I was watching like the polls. Oh my goodness! Like I don't even know the rules, and I could see that there was some blatant ignorance. Blatant disregard of the rules. I don't know, but yeah, there was. He came. I was upstairs organizing some stuff, and he came up. He's like, they won, and I'm like, oh, that's nice. And I'm like, Dragon must be happy. And he's like, yeah, she's celebrating quietly because she is sleeping hatchlings. And I laughed. I'm like, yeah, that tracks. Okay, so I'm working on the last row of this area. Let's see. I don't dislike sports. I do enjoy. I enjoy watching. I enjoy the energy of the crowd. Um, but I don't always know what's going on. So I always feel like I'm imposing when I ask silly questions. I can recognize a good play, and I I can kind of pretend. But truly, I'm definitely a sports kind of gal. Um, it's not that I. Okay, let's see. I just hit the completion button. I have done 205 stitches so far. Now I need to find. Okay, I'm gonna tackle the little bits up here. I have to re hockey has entered the chat. Well, football's all over now. So we got basketball and hockey are running supreme now. And I know hockey's been going for a little while. I just enjoy when other people are having a good time. Um, I, it's kind of like with board games. My mother-in-law does not understand that I don't like board games. I'll play card games, but I don't like having to sit and wait. If I can't be doing something else while sitting and waiting, I don't want to do it. Um, so it's rough. Husband creature understands. Husband creature gets it. But for some reason, mother-in-law seems to think I'm being a duty head when I'm like, no, I have no interest in this. Does not bring me joy. Marie Kondo that shit. So yesterday, I was getting Rainbow Infinity all up on the rack and whatnot, and had my magnifying glass and I had the bright lights on it. So I took my little dusty brush and I dusted all the dust out of the blacks and the reds. And when I pan out before I turn off the stream, the colors are much more vibrant now that they're not dusty. There was like a cloud of dust around this because again, my house is dusty. Like I have no apologies. I can't keep up with the amount of dust that is produced in my house, so I've stopped trying. But all of my stitchies do get cleaned before they leave the house. So I will be taking most of the dog hair out and most of my hair out and all of the dust, and it will be nice and pretty and pressed. It'll be mounted, but I'm not gonna frame it because it's glass. Yeah, I did some greens and I did some yellows over the weekend. I did a lot of little colors. I also mapped out Buffalo Woman. Once I get the page that I'm on all done, I've mapped out her colors. Oh, I try to vacuum at least once a week. Wear is always different, but I I have asshole roommates that don't care if they track dirt in, so I wow. Wow. Hockey, the violent sport. Well, I guess all sports are violent. This stream is kind of like the gift wars in the Discord. Starts with one thing and ends with another. Ah. So, so last night, the Super Bowl, the announcers, there was a field pause, and the announcers were like, "Oh yeah, there's been a streaker spotted on the field," and then the other one goes, "We're not supposed to talk about that." So that's why I posted, like, "Where's Dan?" Yeah, they really should have. That was some awful. And then there was another one after it that didn't get called. That was so funny. Because let's be fair. Let's be fair. If we're going to have a streaker in our crew, Dan would be that streaker, followed closely second by Shoost, maybe Jay. but Dan is my number one person to strip off all their clothes and run around naked for no reason at all. Dan is my Will Ferrell. Oh. Okay, wow. 219. Oh, they would. They would. You wouldn't even have to, like, bribe them. You just have to put that idea in their brain, and they would. We know this to be true. Let's not deny it. Come on. I'm just trying to figure out because I've done this way, and I'm trying to determine. I think for the closeout, I'm just gonna do some popcorny shit at the top. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to help you there. I'm a bad person. We already all knew this, so don't pretend you didn't know what you were getting into. Okay, where am I going? Other than that, over down here more. Oh, I have crying. Why are we crying? You're fine. You're fine. It's hard because there's supposed to be white here, so on my pattern, it's all marked as white, and there's no white to look for. Oh my goodness, okay. So we're in this general area here. This is the area we're in. Let's see if I can actually show it off. There we go. That's the area we're in. Like this. I'm sorry. I feel that. That's that's mostly why I have what I have, and if I want more, I have to find something else to drink. Because the heartburn is real. Okay, I'm I'm gonna I'm gonna pop open my stitch math. I somehow I don't know what I did. I don't know how I did what I did, but I somehow shortened a piece of string. So yeah. Get this back on the needle. There we go. Kvetchin over rogue. 4. I'm getting it to an even 225, and I'm gonna show off the stitch math. Oh yeah. Okay. Because I'm weird. Okay, we did 225 stitches. Tomorrow, I haven't decided yet. In all fairness, in normal scheduling, it'd be Rainbow Infinity again. But I don't have anything going on Wednesday or Thursday. Buffalo Woman might not be on stream this week, but she's gonna go downstairs and be my free time in between work and everything else. Fun for me. Now let me pull up my stitch math. Oh my goodness, 1 second here. Sheets. Okay. Just thinking about it. Apparently, I'm asking for too much. There we go. Okay, we are at 84.37%. We have 4,036 stitches left to do. So we are closing in. We are closing in on Buffalo Woman. Let me take a look, see here. Buffalo Woman. We are at 88 point. Let me look. 88.38%. And honestly, if I put her on her rails and work on her downstairs, because again, I don't have any diamond projects going on right now. I don't have too much anything. Because of my bead fiasco. I probably would hit 88% this week. 89, I mean. 89, not 88. Because I can, in a couple hours, I can get a couple hundred stitches. And when I'm not talking, I actually get more done. Because that's the nature of entertaining, is behind the scenes. That's why I have those alone colors, is they're so little that I can get like 5 or 6 done in a short amount of time and not have to worry about it, and it gives me progress. But yeah, we're closing in on 88% on Rainbow Infinity here. Like 4,000 stitches. 4,000 stitches is not a lot. Like, and especially in the format that Rainbow Infinity is in. I mean, 4,000 stitches for Buffalo Woman is 2%. 4,000 stitches is the entirety, is almost 20% for Rainbow Infinity. So it's that weird balance, like the dopamine balance is getting a percentage on Rainbow Infinity is faster and gives me more satisfaction. And while yes, Buffalo Woman is beautiful and she's fun to work on, it takes a lot more effort to get a smaller reward. Or the same amount of reward, more effort. So it's that weird balance. So that's that story. I also have to, after this, I'm gonna go outside and put my back camera back up on its mount. I had to charge it, so that's what I get to do. But everybody, I will be back tomorrow. Jules, I'm sorry your husband broke down in a weird, inconvenient spot. Let me see how many stitches we have. We have 663 stitches left on the color that we are currently working on. And it doesn't feel like that much. Like, I'm looking at it and it doesn't feel like that much, but I'm sure once I start tackling it, it'll feel like that much. At least, yeah, him being in town is at least a good thing. But yeah, I'm gonna go do some adulting and then do whatever. Well, get ready for work, obviously, because I gotta do that today. I'll talk to everybody later. I love you all. Thank you for the gift of your time, and I will see you